I'm gonna go ahead and message in the Discord that, okay. Okay. Stream is live and we're gonna go over results.
Yippee!
Okay.
I think I did pretty good.
We're gonna definitely find out, babe. We're gonna definitely find out if you did good. Okay.
Lovey!
Yeah.
I am happy with
With
the
what you
fact I
did.
got them all.
Oh, he started quizzing you on U.S. presidents. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So basically, here's how I'm gonna do this. Okay. I'm gonna go through them alphabetically. You DM'd me on Discord? Okay, let me find out. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine. Thanks for letting me know. Anyways, so here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna go through this alphabetically, and then I'm gonna mark down like a red X or a green check about whether or not you got it correct. And if you got it wrong, I am going to. Oh, we're doing great. Okay, so basically, I quizzed Tristan on the location of all the United States USS. Okay, look, it's not all red. Listen, calm down, calm down. Okay, I'm gonna
I
go.
know there's some red. There's a lot of guesswork.
Okay,
There's a lot of guessing.
so let's do this. See if I can move this down. Yeah. Okay, so the only hints I gave him really were this is how many states there are and the letters and everything, and then I also gave him if he asked specifically about a letter that he was missing, asked if he could have like the abbreviation for it, so like Nebraska being NE, that kind of thing. But I didn't tell him it was Nebraska.
I feel like I swapped Wyoming off the correct one, but I don't know. I don't know where Nebraska
It's okay.
is.
We're gonna start with A. Okay. I'm gonna let me pull these. I need to make sure I read this all in order because I'm gonna be doing it slower than I usually do. I want to make sure that it is in the right place. What is that?
Okay. Hey, I don't know where the states are.
That's
In other
okay.
countries, you don't learn where the states are
Yeah,
because
they
the
don't.
US doesn't matter.
Look, I'm saying he did a lot better than the one that I posted in the Discord. I'll give him that. Okay.
I think
So
Ohio is where Wyoming is.
so the very first one we're gonna look at is gonna be Alabama, which he got wrong.
Alabama. No. Yeah, that was a guess, that entire region.
Okay. So we're gonna just put little X's and stuff, X's and checks over where he got them right and wrong, and then we're gonna go through and we're gonna list up where they're supposed to be, so that maybe you can find out. Okay.
Yay, geography, I'll forget in like 10 minutes.
Look, it's fine. I don't expect you to remember any of this, but I do expect that you're probably gonna want to know where these things are. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is Kiero. Okay. The next one is Alaska. You got that one correct. Good job.
Yay, the easiest one.
Coco teaching geography? Never thought I'd see this day.
I'm not teaching anything. I've got references on my other monitor because I'm dumb. Okay. Okay.
Hanyo.
It's
Don't
meant to be good
judge
fun.
me.
It's meant to be good fun. Okay. Arizona. Correct. The next is Arkansas, and you got that correct.
Probably wrong. That's correct?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The next one is California. Correct.
Yay.
Next one. I'm just gonna I have to make a section over here. I have to make a
Don't
section.
worry, Tristan. Coco's map would look almost the same.
It's true. Honestly, mine would probably look worse. I'm gonna put Colorado down here, as he never guessed Colorado.
Oh, Colorado. That's the one. Yeah.
We will go over what his substitute was. His substitute C's, okay? And yes, I say C's because we are
Oh,
also
no, that was
missing
both wrong.
Connecticut.
My favorite state is San
Connecticut?
Diego.
Oh yeah, Connecticut. I expect San Diego is wrong. I spent
I'm
literally
holding
Look,
like
back so
an
much
hour
of my
being
knowledge,
like,
Alan.
It's okay.
This is
Listen.
gonna be so hard, Lo.
No, just pay it. Just
What is
watch. Just
SC?
watch. Just watch. Okay. So instead of Colorado and Connecticut, he decided that Cleveland and Chicago were the C's. Cleveland.
hey, I went.
Cleveland is in
I went-
Ohio. Chicago is in Illinois. It says nobody goes from Colorado.
I don't care.
Okay.
I went Chicago because of basketball team.
That's fine. That's fine. Your logic was interesting, considering that all of the basketball teams are named after cities.
Yeah, I know.
All right,
Oh,
here's
it's stuck even longer.
here's another one that he has left off the map.
Oh, let's go.
Delaware.
Delaware's on there.
Delaware's not on here. Why? Because there's one D, and you decided that DC had its own state. It is not its own state. It is just a city.
But I have Delaware.
No, you don't. Oh,
Yeah,
you
it's
do
above
have
New York.
Delaware. You do have Delaware. I'm sorry. My bad. That does explain how you had so many. You did have Delaware. My bad. So no, Delaware is not correct. But also, DC is also not correct.
Nah, I don't care.
Okay. Okay. So because we know that these two are not correct also, so I'll just mark that. Mark that. And mark that. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Let's see what's next.
I know Delaware's somewhere in that area, I think.
Florida. You got that incorrect.
Yay, the easy ones I got correct.
It's okay.
And Arkansas.
Georgia. How are you feeling about Georgia?
And not confident about any of these.
You get that correct.
Yay!
Okay. Hawaii.
That's correct.
Yeah. Next is Idaho.
Probably incorrect.
Incorrect.
Yay!
Okay. Let's see. Next is Illinois. You put Illinois up here.
I don't think it's that high.
It's not.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is Indiana. Which you put
I moved this like 4 times.
you put this here. It is not correct.
Is
Millie.
it correct in one of its other positions?
No, you never had it in a correct position.
Yay! Yippee! Hi,
Um,
Millie.
and the next one is Iowa. Now, this is not the correct location for Iowa. And nor this is the correct
No.
spelling. We also need to input.
There's a W.
There's a W.
Yeah. Hey, I wasn't the one who spelled it.
Yes, you were. You literally spelled it when you came back. You said IOA.
I was spelling out the phonetically, like how I pronounce it. I was like, oh,
No. I specifically wrote it down for how you spelled it, which is why I did a couple of these. I was like, how do you spell that? Because, like, I'll show you once we get to.
like.
Well, yeah, I asked you because of I could hear your pronunciation was a little interesting, and so I was curious.
Hey Sims, just a little spoiler. I do not give a shit about this entire country.
He doesn't. He doesn't care about the
don't
country.
care
The
at
fact that
all.
he's got this much is crazy. The fact he's got this much is crazy, you know. Anyways, okay, so Kansas.
The only worth this country has is that Aiko is in it.
Hey, Sims.
And I'm gonna get her out of there.
Sims is here too, yeah. Okay, Kansas, you got
Sims here?
correct. Good job on
Kansas,
Kansas.
correct. Yeah.
And next we have Kentucky. You were not correct on Kentucky.
I don't-
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I didn't think that's correct.
But how did you do on Louisiana?
I
Correct.
don't know.
Correct. It's easy to remember Louisiana because Louisiana's in the state that's shaped like an L. I know you don't care.
That was based on the knowledge I had from a Crusader Kings 3 mod.
Was it? Because originally you had it here. Where you put New Orleans.
The Crusader Kings 3 mod is basically like a shattered United States in the future after a nuclear war. There's a bunch of stuff everywhere.
Okay. All right. Maine.
Don't worry, Millie. Just like the rest of the world that doesn't think that everything revolves around the US, we're all cancelled.
Yeah, no. Listen, that's what I'm saying. Like, no. I'm saying, like, it's totally fine. Like, I was telling him, like, he's got, like, 6 states. And I went to go list off his 6 states and immediately got it wrong by starting out by listing territories.
Well,
Immediately.
yes, the first state of Australia, the Northern Territory.
Look. Look, okay, I didn't say that. It was smart. I thought that the name of your state just happened to be territory, okay?
That's fine.
Okay. So, let's see. Maryland is not up here.
Is that what Delaware is?
No. Just wait. We'll
is that
go
what you-
we'll go through the wrong ones and I'll show you
Okay.
where they're supposed to be. Massachusetts, which you spelled terribly.
I knew it was spelt terribly. I don't know which one of my 4 spellings I gave that was closest to what it was. Massachusetts. Dang, my sis knows how to chew. She's also a mass. Oh. Yeah, I'm not gonna finish that thought. Hey, this is one she asked me to spell and then said, sound it out, and I'm like, okay.
That's also Massachusetts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna praise the English language much, but the Americans don't know how to spell English.
Michigan. This is not where Michigan is.
I didn't think so.
Minnesota.
know.
He waits for Aiko to also spell it wrong.
Minnesota.
No, it's okay. I was looking back and forth at it just to make sure because Massachusetts is hard to spell. Missouri, or not Missouri, Minnesota. Not even on the list. Instead, we have Milwaukee.
Milwaukee? Oh, yeah.
Just skipped over Minnesota entirely.
I don't care.
I know
Burn
you
it to the
don't,
ground.
babe. I know you don't care. It's fine. I think it's
Look, I
fine.
would have appreciated a list of the actual names of states.
I spelled Minnesota wrong. We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Look, there are states that nobody cares about. Probably somebody cares about Minnesota. I do not. Yeah, mini sodas. Exactly. Okay, so this is incorrect. But the other person, whenever I did the other list, I'm gonna have to pull up the other one to show you guys what the Germans said the states were, because like 16%, 16 of them were probably Ohio. All right, Mississippi. You did not get Mississippi.
Oh, we could do
Instead,
that. I
instead
could
you
have
got
named
Memphis.
50 states and then put all 50 states in every location.
Yeah, you could have if you wanted to. So
Would get it
we got
correct then.
Mississippi. Well, no, because you would have still had to know the states you missed. Like example, Mississippi and Minnesota and Massachusetts or no, Massachusetts was on there. Which actually this was an incorrect location also. Mississippi, Colorado, Connecticut, Minnesota would have been missing. Let's see what we got here. Missouri. You were very close on this one. Very close, but no. I'm going to show you how close you are to some of them, and then I'm going to show you how far away you are to some of them too, because I'm amused by it. Montana. Where did you put Montana? Where the fuck? Oh, here? Okay. The irony is not lost on me about the fact that Montana means mountains and you put it in like a super fucking flat place.
This isn't a topographical map.
That's true. That's true. This is not in the right location.
I know that this area is like the farming area of America.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which is why Nebraska, being up here in Montana, is not correct. Basically, you swapped Montana and Nebraska here.
Yay!
Nevada. You got correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the easy ones correct.
However, New Hampshire,
Plus a couple.
the state I moved to and then left and then came back to.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah. Yep. New Hampshire, which is not only has New Hampshire been dragged away from this area up here, but we've also replaced it with New Orleans down here. Shush, we're not there yet, Millie. We're not there yet. North Dakota, you got incorrect. You were close.
Yay.
You were close. North Dakota just had to go up a little bit more, just a little more north.
Oh no.
Which means
Ohio.
Ohio is also incorrect. Oklahoma. Where did you put Oklahoma? This is incorrect.
Below Michigan, which is also incorrect.
Oregon.
I'm happy I got like more than half of the states correct.
Oregon, you got correct.
Like the names. Yay, Oregon! My knowledge from Oregon Trail, the game about starving your caravan.
I know that you were okay. All right, now, babe. I know you were very torn on this one, so I just want you to know that not only is Philadelphia incorrect, it is Pennsylvania, and this
is Pennsylvania.
This is not its own state. This and this are combined. These are one state.
That's one state. God, get better map Fucking mappers. People draw better maps. I was debating between Pennsylvania or Philadelphia.
Yeah, I know you were.
Tristan,
I
don't
don't
feel bad.
spell-
A
God,
surprising
can
amount of
America
people
cease to
in the
exist?
States
Well, that's
can't
just
name
it.
the state they live in.
Honestly, the funny thing is I was sitting here looking at this map after he was done with it, and I was going like, I'm pretty sure that this is better than actual Americans could do. All right, Rhode Island. Correct.
I got that one right?
Yeah.
Wow.
It is a teeny state.
I retire. Mic drop.
South Carolina. Correct. South Dakota.
Doesn't exist. Not real.
I said you're going to hate yourself about the South Dakota thing because you did mention how you were concerned about the fact that North Dakota didn't actually have a Dakota and you were stuck on San Diego forever.
Yep. Yep.
So San Diego is not a state. South Dakota is.
I knew it wasn't a state.
And two things. It is below North Dakota.
But it's not directly below. Something else in between, right?
No, it's directly below. It's where you put North
Oh,
Dakota.
it is direct. It's where I put North Dakota.
And in fact is also where you originally had Mount Rushmore. Fun fact, this is where Mount Rushmore is. It's in South Dakota.
I knew where Mount Rushmore was.
Yeah, you know where Mount Rushmore is, but not that it was like what state it was in. Okay. I did tell him where it was. South of North Dakota, which is here. So anyways, next is Tennessee. You get that correct?
Yay! My
Texas?
knowledge from
You got that correct.
from Hannah Montana, the movie.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Next is Utah. You know you got that one right.
I know that one.
Vermont.
I have to know where all the Mormons live. Is Vermont correct? Probably not.
No, but you are in the right area. Right.
Yay!
I completely skipped over. Most of the ends. Apparently, I skipped and I went from New Hampshire all the way to Ohio. What the fuck happened?
Yeah. Where's New York and New Jersey?
New Jersey is correct. Yeah, New Jersey is correct, and New York is correct.
Yippee!
And North Carolina is correct.
I knew. Yeah, you forgot about your state.
I did forget about my whole last state. Yes. Let's see.
I know a lot of people think New York is just the city, but it's a big state.
Virginia. Correct.
Yay!
Washington. Correct. West Virginia. Incorrect. I know it makes sense, the
No.
West Virginia. However, this is also
Is
West Virginia.
to the north?
It's northwest. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
Look.
Wisconsin. Did you even get Wisconsin? Yeah, you
I
did.
don't think so.
Here.
I did.
You put it on here. You just.
I did.
It's in the wrong place.
Yay!
Wyoming.
Byron. Wyoming I moved around a bunch.
You did move around Wyoming a lot, and you still didn't get that one right. And New Mexico, you did get correct also, apparently. So
I know where New Mexico is based on the war with Mexico.
okay, all right. Here's where we messed up. Okay. These were Tristan's guesses. All right. So New Orleans, not a state. So we're just gonna like mark that one out entirely. That one's where you put. Let me start from the top again. Alabama, you did not have that one correct. Alabama is actually where you put New Orleans. So you were very close.
Yay! New Orleans also doesn't exist.
Not as a state, it didn't. Let's see.
Look, I did pretty good for a country I literally do not care about
It's
at
true.
all.
You did very good. You did. California, Colorado. Colorado is not on here, but Colorado would be where you put Wyoming.
That's Colorado? Oh,
yep.
Burn the country down.
Connecticut you did not put on here, but it would be where you put Vermont. Delaware.
No, I think you're wrong.
Did put on here, but it is where you put Cleveland.
Look, the Cleveland show is more important than a state in America.
Idaho, you were very close, but Idaho is right next to it where you put Iowa. Iowa.
Oh no.
Very close though. But that was when you locked into that one pretty early. Kansas. You got Kansas right. Kentucky.
Which one did I lock into pretty early?
Idaho. Yeah, he's done pretty good. Let's see. Kentucky is here where you put West Virginia.
I'm honestly surprised I got so many correct in the South.
Mm-hmm.
That was all just basically guesses, apart from Tennessee and North Carolina.
Louisiana is correct.
And Florida.
Maine is where you put Maryland. Maryland is where you put Chicago.
Let's go.
Massachusetts is. I just want to double check, make sure this. I'm pretty sure it's that one. Yeah, it's this one right here where you put San Diego.
Let's go.
You have so many cities up here. DC City, Cleveland City, Chicago City, San Diego City, Memphis City.
Look, most of my guesses were based off of basketball teams which are named after cities, and I didn't remember the state that they're in.
You're fine, babe. You're fine, babe. I love you. I like poking fun because you're cute. You're so cute.
I did my best.
You did so good, though.
Massachusetts isn't as bad as I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen someone spell it Massachusetts.
Yep, for sure. That's very common. Let's see. Mississippi was not.
Told me to spell it out phonetically. I did.
I told him to spell it how he would spell it. The thing that bothered me though, Tristan, is the fact that you got M-A and then stopped. You froze. You were like, I don't know what to do after this.
I got the important letters down.
Okay. No, it's not. No, that's just it. It wouldn't be comparatively fair, but I would do comparatively well. Probably. No, actually, he's doing so much better. All right, so
Look, Millie, I told Aiko that there's 6 states and 2 territories, and then about an hour later, she told me that she doesn't know how many states are in Australia, and then started with the first state being a territory. Like, I told her how many there were, and she forgot immediately.
Shut up.
Like, we're made for each other.
I know.
Together, we have half a brain cell. And Aiko's got most of it.
Oh god. Okay, Minnesota you did not put on this list. But it would have been where the fuck is Minnesota? Oh, up here where you put Illinois. Oh gosh. Mississippi also not on this list. It is where you put Alabama.
Yeah.
Missouri.
Why did I not remember the song Mississippi Queen? I'm a disappointment.
Oh, okay. Missouri, you accidentally put a little bit too high. It's where you put it's where Kentucky was. So you were right in that I did not live in this square state over here, but I did go from here to here. Montana. We talked about this earlier. This is where that would have been. Where you put Nebraska. Nevada was correct. New Hampshire. You didn't even put on the map. It would be where you put Maine. Yeah, I've only lived there twice.
Not real. Fake. Fake news.
Fake news. New Jersey was correct. New Mexico was correct. New York was correct. North Carolina was correct. North Dakota was not correct. You made it a little bit too south. Ohio was very incorrect. Ohio was where you put Indiana.
BLT, I only know that Utah is even a state because of you.
It's true. It's true. Okay, Oklahoma. You put Oklahoma here. It is that panhandle state that you were talking about.
It is that one.
Yeah, this would have been Oklahoma, not Wisconsin. Oregon, you were correct. Pennsylvania, you did not get, but if you did get it, it would have been where you put DC.
Nice, nice.
Okay. Rhode Island, you got correct. South Carolina, you got correct. South Dakota, you didn't think existed, which is where North Dakota is. Tennessee is correct. Texas is correct. Utah is correct. Vermont is not correct and is in fact where you put Delaware? Yeah, where you put Delaware up here. That's where Vermont was. Like I said, you were in the right area with that one. Virginia, you got correct. Washington, you got correct. West Virginia, you did not get correct. It's would have been right here. Wisconsin, you got incorrect. It would have been, where the fuck is Wisconsin on this map? Oh, here, where you put Michigan. And
Yay.
Wyoming would be where you put Idaho.
I knew Wyoming was one of the square states.
Mm-hmm. You did good there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's not bad. Yeah, 22 states out of 50 isn't too bad for somebody who doesn't live here or was raised here or doesn't give a shit about here. That's not too bad. I was telling them, like, do you want me to read to you the messages that were going on in the Discord? I'm going to read to you the messages that were going on in the Discord. Okay, good. Okay, so I will read to you. So when it started, I had posted this thing here, which I'm going to show you guys this also, so you guys could see comparatively how he did.
Compared to a German.
Okay. That's how German did.
Compared
right?
to all of Germany.
This is what that looked like, okay? Lots of Kansas, lots of Texas, lots of Ohio. Just, this says West George. George.
I love square.
Square. Wish this was Wyoming. So it's funny. It's funny. I liked it. But okay, so going back to what he did. So I said, the conversation went like this. I said, found this on Facebook. Now I'm gonna try quizzing Tristan once he gets back from the bathroom. It's just amusing to me. Honestly, couldn't care if he gets any of them right. It would just be funny. And everybody was like, okay, cool. So, and then Milky says share when he does it. I said, we're working on it now. I'm having a blast. Mayo says, I can't remember locations and I suck at geography. I said, he is currently struggling with Iowa. He knows IO and he knows it's abbreviated IA and he's losing his mind. She said, TBH, I forgot that one until you just mentioned it. I said exactly the same thing. I told him even Americans forget this state. She said, there are a few states that I just never remember that they exist. I'd list them, but I don't remember them. I said, mood. He has settled on Iowa. He pronounces it right, but he specifically spelled this one, so I wrote it out how he spelled it. Said, I've given him this to be helpful because he was sitting there stuck for a while, and it was the key that I had put on the side here, which is not here anymore. Oh, this key right here. This is what I gave him, this key right here. And that was just how many states have this letter kind of thing, or how many states start with this letter. Yeah. She said, close enough, I'd say. Some of the spellings and or pronunciation of state names or town city names is weird. I said, if stream starts a bit late, it's because I'm having way too much fun with him on this. Still about an hour away, but I need to set up stream stuffs. She said, like, under the hypothetical assumption you already know this, how would you pronounce Boise, Idaho? Anyways, we had that conversation. I said, I've started asking him how to spell things. It's even more amusing now. And later I said, I tried giving him a hint about the state I moved to after high school. Told him it was miserable anyways. He missed the hint. And then later said, he asked for the abbreviation of the leftover M state. I couldn't tell him because he listed Milwaukee as a state and threw off the numbers. But now he thinks the abbreviation tells too much. And then Maya was like, huh.
Oh, no.
Then I said he's down to 7 states left. She said, ooh, exciting. I said, I'll be going this over on stream when we start up. He agreed not to look any of it up until after stream so he can keep it a mystery until then. It should be fun. So if y'all want to see how he did, y'all got to show up to stream. He's still working. Lucy says, understood. I'm looking forward to it. And then Corey says, did he get Ohio right? That's all I really care about. The answer to that question is no, he did not.
I don't care about it.
That's okay. That's okay. And then I said,
the fringe thing says, give me your Ohio. I took it and put it in a different location.
I said, guess you have to see. He said, also love hearing his thought process. He might not be getting them all right, but he has legit thought processes. And it's just making me realize how fucking smart he is. He really is trying so hard. And this is great. And then I said, he's going to hate himself about South Dakota. He doesn't understand why North Dakota doesn't have a Dakota and got stuck on the idea of San Diego being a state. Which, you knew you were wrong about that.
Oh, I knew I was wrong about that. I was like, yeah, that's not a thing, but it's the only thing I can think of.
And then the rest was Sims trying to figure out why he had to click on all of my things just to be able to read them.
I'm from Ohio and you got it wrong, you turd.
Yeah, how come you don't know? How come you don't know where Cuba lives?
Get owned. I don't care about your state.
This is the only state he cares about.
Arigato.
Which one? Yes. Yeah. That's the only state I care about because that's where Ayako lives.
That's the state
I care about my state. It's my state.
Well, yeah, he didn't ask what you care about. He said what he cares about.
Burn it to the ground. It doesn't need to exist. Thanks, Octavia. I needed that.
I love you, babe. You did really good. You did really good.
No, I live there, and if you burn it to the ground, I have nowhere to live.
You'll have to move to New Ohio.
Yeah, move to New Ohio.
That's not
Thank
too
you for
bad.
getting New York right. A New Yorker.
Tristan.
Look, I was happy to get more than 5.
You did really well.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to save that for future reference because that is just amazing to me. So anyways, now we can actually play Stardew. Which is
Now the stream starts.
yeah. You know, only about 40 minutes in, it's fine. It was
And
good.
there's so many worse places to be than Ohio
Oh my
like Utah.
god. Would you like to see what might as well, you know, we can go over this one pretty quickly with Milky's.
Deadass Tristan, you did great.
Milky sent me
Smart
his. Milky sent me his and how he did. I think he did pretty interesting. Good job, Milky. This is all you really need to know. That is so much Ohio.
Is this what the country looks like after the war?
Wait, Milky got Alaska wrong.
Also, I think
Al is
after the war,
Alabama.
Florida will be renamed to just Disneyland.